Hey, it's Heidi from A Lively Hope. Welcome back to part 2 in our Watercolor Fun series. I've got my book of watercolor paper, my praying watercolors, brushes, a big brush and a small brush, and my water. All of these items will be linked below as well. So today we are practicing wet on wet, which means first step is to get your watercolor paint nice and wet. It's kind of hard to see here, but I am just spreading water all over my page. Depending on the quality of your watercolor paper, it will react better or worse to getting very wet. But this is fun either way. You do want to make sure you're using watercolor paper though and not copy paper, because it just can't stand up to the level of wet we're going to get it. So you can see it's shiny all over. Now I do happen to live someplace where the air is very dry. So this will be drying out quickly and I will need to add more water as I go. If you live in a humid place, it might stay nice and wet for you to play with for a while. But as you can see, when I drop my paint into it, the page is already pretty dry. So I'm going to add some more water here in a minute, and then the fun really starts. What we're practicing here is blooming. We want the watercolor to spread out into the water. And as it does that, it blends with other colors. It's really unpredictable, which is one of the fun and the not so fun things about watercolor. You can practice as much as you want, but you're still not 100% in charge of what the paint does. It's something I like most of the time. So, as you can see, the page is still pretty dry. So I'm going to just be dripping some water on here so that you can see better the effect of blending and the wet on wet technique that we're practicing today. So just dabbing different colors in. I would recommend sticking with all cool colors or all warm colors. And you probably know this already, but just as a reminder, cool colors are greens, blues, purples. I like to think of them as like kind of chilly. It's like, it feels like it might be cold. And then warm colors are things you might find in a fire. Orange, red, yellow. They remind me of hot things. If you blend cool colors and warm colors, you will make muddy colors. But if you blend only cool colors together or only warm colors together, it'll probably look pretty great because you don't make mud. Oh, that was a good one. See, that's what we're after. We want to see the paint bloom in the water. So you may need to get your paint wet, your paper wet, over and over again if you live in a dry place like I do. So now I'm going to stop talking and just let you watch as I speed this up a little bit and just let the wet on wet do its magic. Okay, wasn't that fun? Super fun. So I've let mine dry, and now I'm going to show you how it looks now that it's dry. So I love that it has some mixed spots and some unmixed spots. I really love this green and like blue turquoise combination in the corner. It's super fun. You could go over the top of it and add some details. Maybe you want to make it a landscape or whatever you want to do. I'm going to leave mine just like this. I love wet on wet. It's very relaxing. Thanks for joining and happy painting.